Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to watch Glad's video where he talks about PvP. I know that probably every YouTuber on the planet has already done this before. My editor, Stonewall, is telling me that I should do it. And there's a lot of people in my Twitch chat who've suggested it might be a good idea because they always keep asking me, what do you think about Glad's video? I haven't even watched it. I don't know. So we're going to watch this video. We're going to react to it. We're going to talk about it. I don't even know what the video's about besides that PvP players don't want to hear it. If you're like, dude, I've watched 6 people do this already. Why are you doing this? Blame my editor. It's his fault. Stonewall's fault. If you think the video's good, then it was all my idea. All me.
Why are you the way that you are?
But before we get into the rest of the video, prepare yourselves for my first ever voiceover, sponsored by Predator Storage. Looking for an SSD upgrade that truly delivers? Then check out the Predator Storage GM7000 M.2 SSD. This little beast harnesses the power of PCIe 4.0, giving you blazing fast read and write speeds. But it's not just about the speed. The GM7000 also thinks about your PC's well-being. Its built-in heat spreader works tirelessly to cool down operations during intense use. Plus, its integrated PMU power management unit is a real energy saver, helping extend the life of your PC. And don't worry about data transfer. It comes with customized Acronis True Image software to make cloning and backing up your data a true breeze. Say hello to the Predator Storage GM7000 M.2 SSD. High performance, smart energy use, and reliable data management all in one.
So this is bound to piss some people off, but I don't really give a fuck because when have I ever? So
I feel that.
I'm gonna start with my own. PvE has always been and will always be a priority of the game, and I know people don't like to hear this, right? I know people don't like to hear this, but Destiny is a PvE game with PvP intertwined within it. But
I agree. I agree that Destiny is in a spot where Bungie doesn't really give a fuck what we suggest. Why are we even caring to suggest when they just don't care? They've got their own plan. They're going to do their own plan. Doesn't matter what we all say we want. They're going to do their own thing. I agree with that. PvE is definitely the main thing. PvP is the side bitch, 100%.
But it is a PvE game at its core.
It is.
And has always been and will always be a PvE game at its core.
That's true.
With PvP mixed in, which gives it that cool blend of genres that we all know. If you take away PvP from Destiny, it's not Destiny anymore. Destiny needs the PvP in it. However, it's a fucking PvE game at its core. And people fucking freak out. I've literally seen people freak out about that. But I mean, if you can't fucking see that at this point, then you're fucking lost.
I don't think there's anybody that disagrees with that. But I will say, before he gets to whatever he's going to get to, that doesn't change the idea that it'd be nice if Bungie still cared about PvP. Even if it's a PvE main game, even if he recognizes that, yeah, PvP is a part of it, they still should care about that part of it, maybe less than PvE. I don't know what he gets to. We'll keep letting them talk.
People want this PvP game to just constantly have all of these, like Destiny. They want this Destiny PvP game to just have all of these focused updates on PvP, and they want it to be the next like competitive PvP game, and it's never been like that. So I don't know where this even came from in the first place. So like fucking years ago, I'm like, all right, like Destiny is definitely more of a PvE game, but okay. I mean, I hope that the PvP gets serviced, but it's never going to be a priority. They're not just going to drop all the PvE and just balance the game on PvP.
I don't feel like there's very many people who want what he's suggesting. There's very few people who are actually interested in like Destiny tournaments. I certainly don't want it to be some like next level competitive PvP game. I've never thought it would be. I don't really think there's that many people in the community who ever wanted that or thought it ever could be that. So I'm curious to see where he goes with this, because at the moment I'm like, huh?
Enjoy the PvP. That's great. I'm not hating on people that do, right? But let's remember where Destiny's focus is here. And then another year goes by and it's, I'm not happy. PvP does not make me happy. And it's like, dude, this is the same conversation that we had last year. Like, Destiny is a PvE focused game. Like, you're not gonna get what you want out of Destiny's PvP. I'm pretty sure we've made that clear now for like all of Destiny 1 and now a couple years into Destiny 2. And then another year goes by and all I see.
Somebody help! They won't take their underwear off.
All I see, and then that, are you kidding me?
An expensive designer drawer.
what fucking year is it now? How many years are we gonna go over this? Like, you keep expecting these things from Bungie, and it's very clear that this is not where their attention and their efforts are, and their energy and their money is going towards. Like, their money is going towards the bigger picture of Destiny.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with him. I might disagree with a lot of this video. Honestly, I'm gonna agree with a lot of it too, but I kind of feel like it's important to sort of rebuttal. Still don't know where he's fully going, but I still feel like it's important to pause. We have not spent years and years and years and years and years and years and years of PvP sucking. It's important to realize there's been tons of upside. I feel like at the moment he's just suggesting that like PvP sucks and has always sucked and will always suck, and we're just bitching nonstop, even though it's gonna just continue to suck. But PvP has been like this. We've been on a wild ride, dudes. Through the 8, 9, whatever years it's been in Destiny, we've had so many highs and lows in PvP. It's not like we've just spent the whole time in the gutters being like, please throw us something, like we need it. That's not the case. Like even 3 months ago when Strand first came out, before Immortal was out, PvP felt incredible. The first couple weeks of Trials this season, it was super fun. Back in 2021, they gave us a gigantic update in Trials. They changed the entire system of Trials. They allowed solos and duos to queue. They allowed for all these new ways to get rewards. You didn't even have to win games anymore. You just had to win rounds. They have had plenty of updates through plenty of seasons where PvP gets a buff and gets a boost and it feels good. So that makes it so when this, we're riding this roller coaster, when we're at the bottom of the roller coaster, you're going to see these tweets of people being upset and being frustrated because just months ago, we were at that top of the roller coaster and PvP felt good. They've added skill base, which makes it goes down. They've done things to make it go back up. It hasn't been this like flat line like he's sort of suggesting of just garbage. Anyway, we'll keep watching because again, I've never seen this. I don't know where he's going to go at this point.
And it's just at the point where it's like all these fucking PvP players do. I'm not lumping every PvP player in the entire world. There's tons of people that are making changes, and I respect that, and I appreciate you, and I hope that you find happiness. But overall, the general vibe
me a bit there
of
and others
of Destiny and what the PvP players want is it's just constant disappointment and never getting what they want, and always thinking that there's something around the corner or the next update, or that they're entitled to this or entitled to that, or that this needs to happen, or that Bungie hasn't been servicing them, or what kind of fucking, like, are they even listening? It's just like all these things that are just fucking made up that have never ever been a thing in the first place.
Yeah,
and they're always unhappy and they're always complaining.
Disagree.
Why are you still here? Move on. Like you are so fucking stuck that in this thing that is just going to spin and spin and spin and spin and spin in the same spot, and it's never gonna go anywhere. And you're
all right, I'm gonna talk to Twitch chat for a second. Please do not be rude. Glad's just stating his opinion. Don't be rude to me. Don't be rude to Glad. It's not okay for y'all to do that. Same with the comments on YouTube. Hopefully keep it respectful. We're people. I know you might hate Glad or hate me, but like, we're people, dudes. Please try to keep it somewhat respectful. So to Glad's first point, again, kind of going back to what I was just saying, I do disagree with him. I think that this idea that we've always been pissed off and we've never gotten any update and it's just like nothing's ever happening is false. We don't get new maps. That is a forever meme. I feel like the fact that it's been like 5 years and we've gotten like one reskinned map, we haven't really gotten a new one in almost 5 years, is like a joke. I agree that that is a perfect example of how Bungie doesn't give very many fucks about PvP. People making that joke over and over, I fully understand. It's insane to me that they haven't made any new maps for us, essentially, besides a reskin Disjunction, which was just like a map called Frontier in Destiny 1. If you really pay attention, it was almost the same map. It just looks different. Anyway, I agree with him that there are some people, though, who just spew negativity, and it's like, why are they still in the community? So I agree with him with that. There are some people that play PvP that seem to never be satisfied and never be happy. And I'm going to talk about myself for a second. That is not the case for me. That is not. I've spent way more time in PvP content than I've spent angry and frustrated. Right now, in the summer of 2023, I am fucking pissed. There are cheaters everywhere. It's clear that most of their resources involving PvP are going to a different game, which feels like they're taking money out of their Destiny community's pockets and putting it into their different game. That shit sucks. There being no new maps, it's been an old meme, but that still sucks. There being cheaters everywhere sucks. Them taking forever to do anything about the people flying around with infinite ammo sucks. There's a lot of things at this exact moment in time that absolutely suck. But let's just talk about since D2 Trials of Osiris came out, which was March 2020. I have spent way more time enjoying PvP than I've spent being angry about it. Way more time. And therefore, it feels very, very fine for me to tweet out my frustrations when I have them and tweet about, yo, today's stream was awesome. We got 9 people flawless, had a great time. See you tomorrow, when I enjoyed it. Because I've always done that. I've done both sides. It's easy for people to remember the negatives. Easy for people to remember the times that I faced that cheater and it got 10,000 views on a Twitter clip, or when I complained so much on this one tweet that it went viral because everyone thinks I'm a bitch, like whatever. People remember the negatives, but they forget about how, I don't know, 75% of the time over the last 3.5 years, I've had fun playing Trials and I've enjoyed the metas. So I'm disagreeing with a lot of the aspects because of that. However, I do agree, there are people who seem to hate every single meta and every single season and simply shit talk Bungie the whole time. And I agree with Glad. Why the fuck are you still here? I absolutely agree with that. There are people in this community that make content, people in this community who don't make content, who spew negativity and frustration 24/7 perpetually. And the fact that they don't go and do something else blows my fucking mind.
Dude, it's just negative energy, just fucking all the time.
At the moment,
and it just gets worse every season and every season and every season. And it's the same fucking conversations all the time. And that's what's happening.
The maps conversation's the same.
It's just, what's the word? Exhausting, draining, same shit. You know what I mean? And it comes to a point where, like, if you're one of these people that is just like, if you're in chat right now and you're one,
I'm gonna pause it for half a second. I agree with a lot of what he's saying, but I do want to make a point kind of clear with how Twitter works. And he's probably forming almost all of his opinions, by the way, from looking at Twitter. Negativity makes success on Twitter. It sucks, but it's true. If you tweet out, I'm having so much fun in Crucible, I love it, it's gonna get 100 likes. If you tweet out, I fucking hate Crucible, what the fuck, Bungie, is gonna get 1,000 likes. So it's really easy to see all the complaining posts because they rise up. Whereas the content with Destiny, content with Crucible posts kind of get sunk down to the bottom. So he's probably seeing a lot of those negative posts and they're probably overlapping the happier ones. Although there are no happy posts right now, but that's probably leading to him seeing.
You feel extremely called out and you're like, I mean, that's me, right? I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm knocking on your skull and I'm saying, wake the fuck up, because nothing's gonna change. Especially now with Marathon, which is I think the biggest reason all of this drama is getting worse is because of Marathon. Marathon made things way worse because now everyone has a cause, right? Yeah, now everyone has something to point at. Oh, like, it's because of this. Yep. And you know what? They're probably fucking right, which gives you even more reason to move the fuck on. Like, if you're that unhappy season after season with Destiny, then that's your own fucking fault at this point. Like if you're playing Destiny for PvP and you were just that upset season after season, and it is just such a fucking grueling thing that it's this self-induced at this point, because nothing's gonna happen. And if Destiny comes out with a huge fucking PvP revamp, you know, the whole game becomes a PvP focused, I'll eat my words, but I'm telling you right now, that's not gonna fucking happen.
No, that's not gonna happen. I agree with what he's saying. I disagree in the sense that I've already told you, in that it's more of this. He's talking like we're at the bottom of the barrel and always have been and always will be. He's really not recognizing that we have had good updates. We've had good metas. We've had fun situations in PvP over the last few years. He's acting like that's never happened. However, recognizing that I've already talked about that, I agree with the other stuff he's saying. I agree that people being like, we want 5 new maps and we want this crazy dedicated PvP update, and like, that shit is not going to happen. Absolutely. If that's what you're waiting for, you shouldn't be playing this game. I fully agree with that. I also agree that it's important for people who are this miserable with the game to have backups. I'm a streamer. I'm a full-time streamer, dudes. And my income comes from broadcasting on Twitch. That's how I make my money. That's how I pay my bills. That's how I support my wife and I. That's how I plan for my future. So personally speaking, the idea of getting away from Destiny is scary when it's such a big backbone to my success on Twitch. If you don't stream and make YouTube videos and you're purely playing Destiny for 100% happiness, there's nothing else involved in it, then it should be even easier to get away. And even I was just playing Halo before making this video and am willing to play other games and whatnot while I'm not enjoying the meta this much. It is so important for every Destiny player, both PvP and PvE, because he's not talking about how PvE blows chunks after 2 weeks every season either. He's not mentioning that it's so fucking boring after 2 weeks every season. It's important for Destiny players to have other games, other activities outside of gaming, or other games, or both. If you play Destiny 2 and that's the only game you play and you play it like 40 plus hours a week like I do, you're gonna burn out from it, dudes. And then you're gonna be frustrated like he's suggesting. It's important that when the metas suck and when you're burnt out, you go play other shit instead of just complain. I am gonna complain and play Trials even when it sucks ass because it's such a big part of my career. But at least I've recently become willing to, while it's terrible, swap off to another game and play something else to end my stream, or get away from it midday and go play Diablo, which I did a week ago. I find it crazy that there are some people that are so dedicated to Destiny, they won't get away for an hour from it to play another game. Like, open up your horizons a little bit. I agree with him on this perspective a lot. Even just doing that will make you come back to Destiny and think it's cooler. You might even take a month off and just come back and be like, oh shit, this game is really cool. I missed it. The gunplay is incredible. That's part of why we want PvP to be so good, because the gunplay is so damn good in Destiny that we crave PvP to be good because of just how good the gunplay and fun the gunplay is.
Move on, and you need to realize this and have some self-awareness and knock on your own fucking fucked up skull, because
That's true.
It's the same shit every year.
It's true.
You know? I just like... I want to see my friends be happy, man. I want to see my friends be happy. And I just see so many people not happy all the time. It's the same. Brother. It's the same shit. I mean, is it like at some point, because I see what people are saying, right? People don't want to leave. They're stuck. It's how they're, you know, we're talking like content creators, I guess, right? They're stuck. It's how they're making money. Right. They can't leave. They'll lose their, you know, income. I get what you're saying, but at some point, doesn't there have to be a breaking point? And if you're not at that breaking point after 9 fucking years, like when does that break it? Do you just hate your fucking life for like 15 years and then you retire and you're like, all right, cool, that was fun. I fucking hated all of that. Like at some point there has to be like a point where you make a change. Like what is life without taking risks and making changes? Yeah. How are you supposed to grow as a person? Like I feel that. Like everybody can do, even if it's something as simple as just limiting your playtime to like 2 hours a day or a couple hours a week, and then doing other things that make you happy. That could be other games, that could be other hobbies. Like, I want people to be happy. That's ultimately what this comes down to. Is I don't like seeing people so upset all the time.
Jake, is he calling you out? I mean, I think he's partially calling me out, but he's aware. I think maybe this even inspired this video a little bit. He's aware of my recent outbursts and my recent, hey, I'm gonna play other games because I'm so frustrated. I'm not saying that I'm the reason he made this video, but he's definitely talking about me a little bit while talking about that side of the video. So this isn't like, Jake, wake the fuck up, get away from Destiny. I think when he was talking about how at the beginning of the video, he sees people doing that, he's talking about seeing me doing that and other people too. I believe this is more for the people who are still just grinding Trials and only Trials, even though they tweet a bunch of negative shit all the time. I think his perspectives are very interesting here. If Destiny is only a 10-year plan and we're at 9 years now, there's only like a year left, there is some validity to this idea of, even if it's really tough and you're not having very much fun, I'm talking about like the top 0.01% of people right now. I'm talking about the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trials streamers, YouTubers right now. It might make sense for them to just keep grinding Trials even if they hate it. Make as much money from it as they can if it's going to go away in a year anyway. So like him explaining that if we're at year 9 of 10, like, what are you still fucking doing? Well, if you're that fucking close, why not get every dollar you can out of it and move on afterwards? That's not what I'm doing. I am playing other games. I'm not going to just go hard on Trials even if I'm fucking miserable for 24/7. But almost you could flip that argument upside down and be like, maybe you should just go for it for the last year that you can. Maybe you should milk it for everything it's possible, or you can, even if it's frustrating. Not all work is amazing. Not everybody goes to their job and is like, I'm fucking happy as hell. Some people have to grind through shit to make money that they don't love. I'm not saying that I should do that, but it might make sense for some people too. I almost feel like he kind of cornered himself with that argument, considering how close we are to the end. If we were like 20 years more of trials, then god damn it, not even close. But there's only like 1 year left, 1.5 years left, we assume. We'll learn more August 22nd when they tell us about the future of Destiny. Again, that's not my plan. That's not my plan. For YouTube, you're only going to see Destiny content. I don't plan on making another video or another YouTube channel for my other games. But on Twitch, I'm going to definitely be playing other games a lot just because it's going to be good for my happiness, and that's what I'm prioritizing recently. I'm not upset all the time. I don't think that there's that many Trials streamers that are. I think if you spend 8 hours streaming Trials and you get 6 people to the Lighthouse in the first 6 hours, then you play 3 cheaters back to back to back, you're going to tweet out about the cheaters. Your stream might have been fun. You might have enjoyed yourself. But what people are going to see when they look at Twitter is you bitching about cheaters. They're going to assume your whole stream was playing cheaters. They're going to wonder why the fuck you were playing Trials for 8 hours straight if you were just matching cheaters. I really think that most of this video is great perspective and very interesting, but a lot of it is miscalculated because he's assuming that what he sees on Twitter, which is that inflated negativity getting more views and more likes because it's Twitter and they love negative posts. He's assuming that this is all of our lives all the time in PvP when that is not all of our lives all the time in PvP. Even today, Trials, I played it for about 10 hours. I hated today overall, way more than most days. We still got 4 people flawless, and I still did enjoy a good portion of it. And that was on one of my least favorite Trials days I've had in a month. So it's not all horrible like he sort of is seeming to make it seem. There's just some bad, shitty things that happen, but it's not all garbage.
And a lot of creators have been doing that lately, and it warms my heart to see it. And there's more coming. Like there's a lot more creators and friends of mine that are Destiny mains that are making moves and are doing things. And you just
see, he's talking
as
about
a PvE
me at least
player,
a little
you
bit
cannot main this game as a hardcore PvE loot grinder. It's just not that type of game anymore. If you're a PvE player, you're playing this game and you're creating your own content. And it's as sad as that is, that's the reality of it from a PvE player. Because once day one raids are done, it's just the same old shit with the same old fucking model and the same old drip feed and
PvE,
the same
I'm
old
so
bullshit.
bored of it right
So
now.
essentially, you're just creating your own content, or you're doing things that are creating incentive or challenge for yourself. It's just, that's the PvE lifestyle. And if you're playing Destiny PvE hardcore, that's exactly what you're doing, right? Or you're just an uber collector and you want to collect everything in the entire game, which is going to create more content for you as well. But and then, you know, if you're, like I said, you're the PvP player, I think I've already covered that. You're just constantly waiting for these updates that you want that are just never going to happen. Destiny is a great game. Wonderful game. It's just a fucking burnout when you try to grind it more than it provides. And it's been around for a long time. Probably for the more than half of the life of some of you in chat right now. Anybody under the age of 20, Destiny's been around for literally over half of your life.
Just under half your life, but yeah. All right, hey, we'll go rewind to where you can see Glad's face. Cool. I don't know, final thoughts? Like, I agree with a lot of what he says, and I think it's important to recognize that the replayability, like he's suggesting in PvE, is very rough. The replayability in PvP is not. I personally have created like a pretty well-oiled machine between earning carrots, using those on raffles, saving up for auctions, getting a new viewer in, having this goal of trying to get to the lighthouse. It's a goal that everybody in chat can follow. It's a goal that I understand. Everybody can get into it. I could play Trials. Don't talk about cheaters and weird metas and whatnot. Just talk about the concept of grinding Trials. I could do that all day, every day. Getting a new viewer in, raffle auction, that goal of trying to go flawless, fighting to try to win these 4-4 matches. Like, that is replayable as hell. Just like sports are the same thing, game after game after game after game, but they have different outcomes and different things happening throughout the game. The replayability of Trials to me is really high. Whereas in PvE, when you do the same strike and the same thrall comes out of the same hallway and everyone goes 3, 2, 1, shoot. Okay, put your rift here. I'm going to stun this ogre. All right, 3, 2, 1, linear. All right, divinity this thing in 3, 2, 1. Like, the replayability of PvE is tough because you're doing the same fucking thing over and over and over. And there's no variety. There's no variability. So Glad did a wonderful thing a couple years ago. I would have done the same thing in his shoes, because he realized that if I stream Destiny 2 PvE full time, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. He was going to be bored out of his goddamn mind if he was trying to stream 50-ish hours of PvE Destiny every single season. Again, the replayability that I just showed you between PvE and PvP is very different. It would have been the same. I don't know how I'm enjoying PvP replayability as much as I do, but I do. If I was in his shoes, I would have done the same thing years ago. I absolutely look up to him. I don't care how much you agree or disagree with his takes on this. I absolutely look up to him. The man realized how frustrating his game was, how unable he was to enjoy himself streaming it full time, and realized that he was going to lose subscribers, lose followers, lose viewers, and lose money by going and chasing other games. But he said, I have to do this, and he made that scary decision. He took that scary risk, and he did it. I respect the hell out of him for it. He now streams tons of games. He streams stupid hours because he's just having such a good time, and he doesn't look back. He made a great decision. He did a wonderful job making his career not just based off of Destiny, but making it based off of other games. Good for him. And it makes it easier for him to speak to because he was successful in that journey. It's important to realize that not everybody can be successful in that journey. I think there's a very good chance I could be. But when you're talking about content creators and YouTubers and Twitch streamers and whatnot, not everybody can do what he did. He killed it. Good for him. He's got this crazy grind mind where he can get into a game so much that he just commits in full sends, and that's going to lead to success for him. But not everybody can do that. I'll even talk about me for an example. I spent the entire last Iron Banner weekend playing 0 Destiny at all. Comment after comment after comment after comment on YouTube and Twitch. Good job doing variety. We'll be here no matter what. Good job doing variety. We'll be here no matter what. We'll support you no matter what. Hell yeah, Jake. It's about time. We'll support you no matter what. Guess what? All numbers across all categories across the board were about a third of what they normally are. At least on that Monday and that Tuesday when I played Crackdown. More like maybe a half or 2/3 on the previous days. Not me complaining, just me being realistic. There is a lot of risk in swapping games. You're not just gonna be able to do it and not see a downside. So good for him for doing it, but it's important to recognize how much risk and how much non-guarantee there is there. For gamers overall, I agree. If you are so pissed at Bungie and so pissed about PvP, why are you still playing it full time? Go to other games. Come back when you feel like it, but when you're pissed, stop being pissed and continue to play. Go do something else. I could not agree more. I don't know. I feel like I've spoken my piece. I really do. I've never seen this video before. That was my first watch through. I agree with a lot of what he says. I think he misses a lot with the whole PvP situation. He thinks it's always been utter bullshit and will never get better. He doesn't realize that we've been doing a roller coaster ride every single year. He only sees the negatives on Twitter because Twitter inflates them. He doesn't realize that there are people having fun with PvP. And even on the days where we play cheaters and hate things, we still have good times throughout that stream. I think he's missing a lot of that information, which is important for him to know. But I do think that his overall message is really good. I feel like I've hit every part of his video. I think I've summarized it pretty well. I think I've got a shit ton of perspective on this. I've played more trials than anybody in the goddamn world. And I think he's got a shit ton of perspective because he's gone from Destiny to other games more successfully than anybody in the world. We cover two very different perspectives. And I think that maybe this video can be interesting as a result. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. We did this live on Twitch. If you are not following me on Twitch, I'd love it if you'd follow me on Twitch. I'm live all the time. Again, on YouTube, let me know what you thought. This might have been a weird video. I know a ton of people have already watched Glad talk about this and make their reaction post to it. Glad doesn't know I'm doing this, but Stonewall, my editor, told me to, and that's why we're here. So if you liked it, let me know. If you didn't, it's Stonewall's fault. Thanks for watching. See you on Twitch. And have a good one.